Hi, I'm Avery Davidson. Thank you for joining us for this special edition of This Week in Louisiana Agriculture. This week we're going to celebrate the life of our friend, mentor, boss, and host, Michael Danna. Mike died just before 9 o'clock in the morning on Friday, March 6th, following his third cancer diagnosis. I think we were all shocked in June of 2012 when Mike first told us that doctors had discovered he had esophageal cancer. After radiation, chemotherapy, and a major surgery that August, it appeared Mike was on his way to a long and happy life. Then, just 1 month shy of 2 years after the first diagnosis, doctors diagnosed Mike with leukemia. That was in May of 2014. 6 more months of chemotherapy followed. In January of this year, we saw Mike return to hosting TWILA, kicking off the year from the San Diego Zoo. He closed that show by thanking his doctors and reporting that his leukemia was in remission. That would be the second to last show he would host. On February 10th, doctors discovered the cancer returned with a vengeance. The news took us all by surprise. Less than a month later, Mike joined his father in heaven. He was 54. After 30 years of service to Louisiana's farmers and ranchers as Director of Public Relations for the Louisiana Farm Bureau, Mike Danna left an indelible mark on Louisiana's agricultural industry. From turn row to table, Mike chronicled agriculture in a way that only he could, with passion and detail. For those who worked with Mike throughout his 30-year career, his leadership and energy will be remembered most. TWILA's A.J. Sabine has that story.
7 miles east of Ponchatoula along Highway 22, Zelphia Edwards is growing strawberries.
In 1985, after a 2-year stint as a reporter for the News Star World, Mike Danna began his career at the Louisiana Farm Bureau as editor of the Farm Bureau News. LFB President Ronnie Anderson recalls a memorable first impression of Mike during a profile of the newly elected president and his wife Vivian.
So here we were in the kitchen with empty pots on the stove, and Vivian was standing there stirring and talking like she was cooking something kind of out of the ordinary, and Mike was talking about how we lived in a modest turn-of-the-century farmhouse. And that was 26 years ago, and he has cost me a fortune in trying to upgrade that modest turn-of-the-century farmhouse.
What a legacy.
Yeah, what a legacy.
For the rest of Mike's career at Farm Bureau, he would excel in sharing the story of Louisiana agriculture. Louisiana Commissioner of Ag and Forestry, Dr. Mike Strain, recalls Mike's leadership from the time Strain got his start on the Louisiana Farm Bureau Board of Directors.
When you look at what Mike has brought, both as a friend, as a colleague, first thing you got to think about when you think about Mike is that larger-than-life presence, that great big smile, and that strong, positive attitude, and such great enthusiasm and excitement about agriculture, forestry, aquaculture, and the people. And so when you look at that, whenever he talked to you, it wasn't, something just about the issue of the day. It's about our community, our brotherhood. When you look at what Farm Bureau is, it's a big family. And we've been here all together all these years, and we've seen so many changes, and he's been a part of that. From all the fun we've had at all the conventions and the field tours and all the issues, and of course, all the things that we've dealt with, and then bringing that to the people. And he talks about, TWILA and This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, and all the different things. You have to think about Mike.
Mike Danna shared his enthusiasm and excitement for agriculture with everyone he met. Louisiana Farm Bureau Assistant to the President and close friend Jim Monroe defines Mike's 30-year career.
Mike loved to tell stories, and he was really, really good at it. And he loved the farmers and ranchers of Louisiana, and he loved to tell their story.
Telling the story of agriculture took Mike all over the world to 15 countries on 4 continents. Possessing a voracious appetite for information, Mike used his skill to advance an industry he loved. Farm Bureau President Ronnie Anderson describes Mike as the epitome of how the Farm Bureau family works.
One of the things last thing that he told me years ago, he said that he wanted to write my farewell and document my achievements as Farm Bureau president when I retired. And He even said that he would write my obituary. And he and I had a conversation about that. And he said at that time, the sad part was he was not going to be able to do mine and maybe not be able to do his.
Even to the very end, Mike worked tirelessly for his Farm Bureau family. Jim Monroe says that leadership will be Mike's enduring legacy.
He was a great leader. He had really high expectations for himself, and he expected that of others. He went the extra mile in everything he did, every package he did, every interview he did, every show that was done. He wanted to do it the very best.
For so many who came to know Mike Danna, his can-do attitude connected the man to the message of food and fiber. In turn, his zest for living the story of agriculture connected us all to him.
His laughter, his contagious, let's get it done attitude, the love he had for his job. We're going to miss him.